Hi guys, it's Jillian. Welcome back to Catalyst Farm. Today we are going to talk about the chickens. And I know last week you got to meet all of the goats, but there are way too many chickens to introduce you to, so we're just going to get right into it. There are many benefits to having chickens on the farm. They eat a lot of bugs, they help break down the manure so that it decomposes more quickly. They act kind of like our little garbage disposals. We give them most of our leftovers and they eat them right up. And of course, they give us eggs. Eggs come in different colors and sizes. Here at Catalyst Farm, we have chickens that lay dark brown eggs, medium brown eggs, light brown eggs, and blue eggs. We've had eggs, really big eggs show up, and lately one of our Easter eggers who lays the blue eggs, she's been laying eggs this size. Isn't that crazy? It's pretty exciting when we find one of these in the nesting boxes. Our eggs are not washed when we collect them. That's because as soon as you wash the egg, you wash away the protective layer that keeps the germs out. So if we leave them unwashed, they stay good for a longer amount of time. You can leave them at room temperature on the counter for up to 2 weeks if they're not washed, and in the refrigerator up to 6 months. So while it's better for the egg, it's not always the prettiest sight. So I always warn people when they come and get eggs from us that they don't look like store-bought eggs all nice and shiny. Here's an example of an unwashed egg. These are all unwashed. So see, some of them, they come out looking clean. Some of them, it depends on where they end up being laid, and they have ickiness all over them. So for an egg like this, I would wash it, but I would wash it right before I use it to cook. Most chickens do not lay an egg every single day. Different breeds lay different amounts of eggs per year. The chickens that we have here on the farm generally lay about 5 eggs per week. And of course, there are different things that can affect that. One, obviously being age. As they get older, they lay fewer eggs. Another is stress. So just like us, when we get stressed and maybe we don't perform as well as we could, same with the chickens. If they get stressed, they may stop laying eggs for a few days. The other one is that the winter, they don't lay as many eggs in the winter. A lot of people think that's because of the cold weather, but it's actually because they need a certain number of hours a day of sunlight in order to produce an egg. So it's not the weather that creates the decrease in egg laying, it's the lack of sunlight. So there are a lot of farms that provide artificial light in the coops in the winter in order to increase the number of hours of sun so that they continue to produce year-round. We don't do that here, but I know lots of places that do. Our chickens love to make me go on an Easter egg hunt practically every single day around the farm because they have many different places that they like to lay. For instance, one of my favorites is a hay drop. This is a hay drop for horses, and there have been many occasions where I've gone to get hay out or put hay in the hay drop and I find eggs in there. So they fly up there and use it like a little nest. Sometimes I find it hidden behind hay bales. Sometimes I find it hidden in the corner of a horse stall. It's really like the Easter Bunny has come to the farm every day. Did you know chickens have different personalities? Again, it can depend on the breed, just like how often they lay eggs. Some breeds are friendlier and some breeds are not. Some breeds are more social, some breeds are more scared. But of course it can also vary in each individual chicken as well. One way to find out if a chicken likes to socialize is to try to pick one up. So I'm going to try to show you the difference. That chicken doesn't want to play with me. This chicken does. So if you're ever at the farm and you want to hold a chicken, an easy way to know if they're going to be okay with it or not is if they lay down, like our friend Buckeye here did, or if they run away. Taking care of chickens is actually pretty simple. You just need to give them some fresh water and food and then a shelter to keep them safe from the predators at night. An important part of the shelter is for them to have a perch. This imitates the kind of environment they would sleep in out in nature. Oftentimes you might find them sleeping on a tree branch because they feel safer up in the air. So our perch is like imitating a tree branch, so they feel nice and safe. Another thing that we need to do for our chickens is to trim their wings. We don't have to trim their wings, but we do so to keep them from flying over fences that we don't want them to get out of, because the neighbors aren't always very excited about chickens running around in their yard. So we clip them to keep them from being able to fly too high. A chicken can't fly like a bird that you see normally flying around in the sky. They can't get that high, but they can fly a few feet up into the air, enough to jump over a fence. So if we keep them trimmed, they can't get up that high. So I'm gonna show you how to trim a wing. And just like I told you with the goats last week, this is like trimming fingernails. It doesn't hurt them at all. Okay, so you spread the wing out, and if you can see, there's these feathers here that are longer than the rest. That's where you want to cut. And you just take some scissors, spread it out, trim them off, and that's it. You can do both wings, or some chickens really only need the one wing trimmed, and she won't be able to jump as high to get over the fences. The last thing I want to tell you about is giving the chickens a bath. When you take a bath, I'm guessing that you use soap and water. Well, not chickens. They use dirt. It's called a dust bath. They will take dirt or limestone or anything soft like that, and they will take a bath in it to get rid of the extra oils on their skin and any bugs that might be hiding in their feathers. So I'm going to show you a video of a chicken taking a dust bath. Thanks for joining us again today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the chickens, and we hope you tune in on Thursday to learn about the horses.